Hello friends, welcome to our next session under the decrease and conquer technique. So in the last class we have seen the one of the sorting method, that is decrease by 1, so insertion sort. Now we have clearly seen how the insertion sort is trying to use the decrease and conquer technique. So today we are going to look into some other problems, very interesting problems which comes under our graph theory. So it is called as the depth first search, right? So DFS is one of the technique to process the vertices or edges of a graph in a systematic order. Or else now even we can say that now when we have got a graph, so when we are having a graph, so we know what is a graph, so we have defined it in our previous classes already. So graph is nothing but a set of all tuples, right? So it consists of set of all vertices and set of all edges, v comma e. So v comma e. So now when we have a graph, now traversing the graph, right? So traversing the graph, you have to traverse the entire graph by examining the all nodes and vertices of the graph. So you are going to traverse the graph, you are going to visit every nodes, right, and every vertices of our graph. Now that what we call it as the traversal of the graph. So now we have seen already some other techniques are also available for traversing the graph. Now apart from that, now we have another two very important methods through which we can traverse the graph now, which is called as the breadth first search and depth first search, right? So these are the two things. So in today's session, so we will be looking into these methods now, or even we can call it as a search, because we want to search. Right now we are going to search one particular element, but when you are searching it in your graph, say you know that graph is nothing but set of all vertices and the edges. Now we have got some vertices and you will be having some edges. Now in such a type of a graph, if you want to search a particular node in your graph, so now you have to visit all the nodes in one particular systematic order, right? So like say for example, now this is let us consider a small graph here. Now if you want to search this graph, or you want to search one particular node, so you start from an initial node and you try to keep on visiting all the vertices of your graph, and you see that yes, so this is what we got the goal node. So that is why in terms we can also call this as the searching algorithm. So that is the depth first search and the breadth first search. Say for example, now I can see here, now you want to search this node. So if you want to search this node, now if this is your source node, if you are starting from here, now from this node you are going to compare whether this node is your search node. No, is it not? Is it the goal node? If it is not the goal node, you go to some other node, right? And again you check whether that particular node is your search node. So if that is not your search node, again visit some other node. So in one particular form or in a systematic manner, now what we call it as the depth first search and the breadth first search. So as the name only clearly indicates now how we are trying to traverse the goal. So now let us start with our DFS algorithm, or we can say depth first search method. So DFS, the depth first search algorithm. Now how it does? Now it starts with an initial node of your graph, right? Now a graph is given for us. Now from your graph, now it starts with one initial node. So it starts with some starting node or the initial node, then goes to deeper and deeper, right, until we find the goal node. Because our task is to find the goal node. So it starts from an initial node and we keep on going deeper and deeper until we find the goal node, or the node which has no childrens, right? So now say for example, now if you consider a tree, right? Tree is a subset of a graph, right? So now let us assume that you have got a tree here. Now what we do is that, so from the root node, or we can say from the starting node, you keep on traversing your trees, you keep on traversing all the nodes in your trees until you reach the goal node, right? Suppose say that now this is your goal node, this is this vertex is your goal node, or we can say leaf node. That means further you don't have any children's node. So you start with an initial node here, then you visit all the nodes in this tree, but in a systematic manner. So what is that manner? So that is the depth first search. The name indicates depth first. So we try to find the goal or the nodes which has no children. So like say if you take this as root node, it has two children now. You start with this children. So from here, now again it has two children. Now you go to this particular children. Now for this node, it does not have any children. That's what we say, and we see that whether this is the goal node. Now this is not the goal node, or the node has no children. Now then what the algorithm does is, then the algorithm backtracks. Now we can call this as a dead end, because why we call it as a dead end? From here we don't have further nodes, so it is a dead end for us. Or we can say that it does not have any children. So what we do, we backtrack, we go back to the previous, most recent node that is been visited. So we go back to the previous node. Now from this particular node, it has two children, right? The left side and right side. Now left side you went and you came to know it is a dead end. Further there is no way for you to go, or neither you have reached the goal. So what you do, you go back to this node, and from here you have another children which is left, but you have not visited. So you have not visited that particular child node. So you go into that particular node, and from this node again you go to this traverse node. By this time now you have reached the goal node. So now you can say that you have come to the end of your algorithm, now where you have reached your goal node. So this is how the DFS algorithm is going to work. Now let us try to look into the procedure, or we can say how we are going to do it. So first, as we told, now what we do, the first step, now we are going to visit a vertex of a graph, or we start with an initial vertex or any arbitrary vertex. Now suppose say that in our problem, if it is given that okay, you have to start from this particular vertex or the initial node or the source node, so now you start from that particular node. Otherwise, now you are going to start with any arbitrary vertex. So in your graph you have got n number of vertices. Now you start with any one vertex as your arbitrary node, and from that particular node now you start your traversal. Right? So visit a vertex of a graph arbitrarily and mark it as an arbitrary node. So once you have started with an arbitrary vertex, so mark that as a visited. So because you have visited that particular node, so you mark it as visited. So what we are going to do, so we start with an initial vertex. So now you compare that initial vertex with your goal node. So if it is the goal node, you return your algorithm. If it is not the goal node, then we mark that vertex as visited. So because we should come to know that whether you have visited that vertex or not, right? So which all the vertices or which all the nodes you have visited. So for doing that, we mark that particular node as the visited node. So once you have marked that node as a visited node, so now we go to the next node. So which node you have to go? So the second step says that now visit any unvisited vertex which is adjacent to the previous one. Right? Now you have to visit the adjacent nodes. So from which node you are starting, now what all the adjacent node that particular vertices is having, or the child nodes. You have to consider all the child nodes. Now in that all the child nodes, now you visit the adjacent one, so which is adjacent to the previous one. Generally when you are considering all the child nodes, now in a graph we use chronological ordering. So chronological ordering is like say a graph is given represented with certain labels. All vertices are given names like A, B, C, D, E. So which node chronologically which comes first, so we try to visit that node if it is unvisited. So third step what we do, now repeat this step 2. Again you start repeating until no adjacent vertex is found. Until we don't get any vertex which is adjacent to that vertex and which has not been visited. So then we go to the fourth step. So once you find that you don't have any adjacent nodes which is not visited, so then it indicates that you have reached a dead end. So then what we do, go back to one vertex before the dead end vertex. Since you have reached the dead end, you go backtrack, right? You go back and try to find any unvisited vertex. You go back and again you try to find is there any unvisited vertex. So if you get, so then you once again start the same process. You start the same process. And the next fifth step says that now the algorithm halts. Now you are going to stop the algorithm. So when you reach the starting vertex. So when you keep on doing it, now you come back to the starting. So when the starting vertex becomes the dead end. So when your starting vertex becomes the dead end, and what happens by that time, you have visited all the vertices of a connected component of a graph. That means now if the entire graph is connected, so you have visited all the vertices in that connected graph, and everything, all vertices will be marked as visited. Right, now we can the set of all vertex V, now you can group it into two groups now. One is visited vertices and the other one is unvisited vertices. So as soon as you visit one vertices, you mark it as visited, and you see that, say for example in a graph you have got 5 vertices. Now you start with a starting vertex, right? Now you start with this. Now check this, is it a goal node? If it is not goal node, you mark it as visited and go to the its adjacent node. You have to look into the adjacent node. How many nodes are adjacent to this node or this vertex? Now in that particular adjacent node, so start from a chronological ordering adjacent node. So, and when you go to that node, mark this node as visited. So because you have visited this, now you come to this. Now from this node, look into the adjacent nodes. What are the vertices which are adjacent to this node and which is not visited? Suppose say for this node, if this is adjacent, but already you have visited this node, you came from here to here, right? Already this is marked as visited. So now you have to look into the adjacent nodes which are not marked as visited. So we are saying we'll use that marking visited and not visited. That we keep on doing. So now what happens if it is a connected graph, then you have visited all the components of a graph. If it is a disconnected graph, then you will be left with some other vertices which are not marked as visited. Now at that time, so we say that sixth step, what we say, if graph contains still some unvisited vertices, then repeat the same procedure. Then we are going to repeat the same procedure. So this is a very simple DFS algorithm, right, or the DFS depth first search method for traversing your graph. So now basically, now this DFS method, now it uses a stack. Now we are going to use a stack, data structure stack, for implementing this particular DFS algorithm in practically. The major difference between DFS and breadth first search, the next traversing technique or searching algorithm, is that only thing is the data structure what we are going to use. So what we do is that now here we try to implement a stack. Now when a vertex is visited for the first time, we push that into the stack. So you know that stack, basically two operations of the stack is push and pop operation, right? Once you visit a vertex for the first time, we push that into your stack. Now when it becomes a dead end, we pop that from our stack. That means we remove that element from the stack. So when you are pushing and popping, two operations you are going to make. Now these two operations are being indicated with a subscript, right? So we try to indicate it with a subscript when we are writing the vertices which you have visited. So when we are visiting for the first time, you push it. When it becomes a dead end, you pop it, you remove that element from the stack, right? So once you traverse this entire graph, so now we say that a DFS forest. So we can construct a forest. So drawing that or constructing that forest is also very important. So once a problem is given the examination, now you have to construct a forest. So the DFS forest you are supposed to draw. That is how we are traversing your entire graph in a DFS order. Now when you are going to construct this DFS forest, now we get two types of edges. One is called as a tree edge and one is called as a back edge. Right, now what is that meaning, tree edge and back edge? Now in DFS forest, the starting vertex is called as a root. Right, now when you are going to start your graph traversing this particular using DFS, the starting node from where you are going to start, we call it as a root node. right? When a new unvisited node is encountered, so when you get a new unvisited node, now it is put as the child to the vertex. Now we make that as a child node, right? You start from a root node and then you go to the next node, and if you come to know that this is unvisited, we make that as a root node from which it has been coming. From where you come, so you make it as the root node, right? Now that the edge connecting such nodes is called as a tree edge. Later we will see when we are solving the example, we will come to know it. So we call that as a tree edge. Now in this process we may get some edge from a particular node to previously visited node. So to previously which is visited node which is not its parent. So see, always from parent node we come to the child node, right? When you are traversing, sometimes we come across a node which is not its parent, but already it is visited. Now if you get such type of a node, we have to connect that with one edge with a dotted line. We connect those edge with a dotted line, and that edge is called as a back edge. So there are two types of edges in your DFS forest when you construct an entire forest. So one is called as a tree edge and the other one is called as a back edge, right? Now let us take an example. Now let us consider an example and we'll see how to traverse this by using the DFS method, right? Now this is a given graph. Now you can see a graph is given for us. Now the vertices are labeled with alphabets. So what are the A, B, C, D, E and F? Now this is a given graph. Now you are supposed to traverse this graph by using a depth first search method. Traverse this graph by using depth first search method. So now what we told, now to implement a DFS algorithm, now we are going to use a stack, right? So now we try to use a stack and we try to construct the forest, right? So now you can look here. Now here one diagram we have drawn. Now this was our initial graph and this is actually a DFS forest for us. Now this is your depth first search forest which we have drawn or which we have constructed, right? So DFS forest this is. Now how do we construct this? Now let us try to solve it. Now we try to start with the starting vertex A, right? So now in this graph, now we try to start with an, let me reduce its size, okay, font size, so that we can try to, yeah. Now this is our graph. Now we start with a starting node A. So A is our starting vertex. Let us say, because the algorithm procedure says that you can start with any arbitrary vertex. Now we will start with the node A. So we will consider node A as our starting vertex, right? So now here we try to use two subscript. So we are going to use two subscript. Now you start with a starting node A. So let us say that now you are starting with a starting node A. Now A is the first node you are going to visit, right? A is the first node you are going to visit. By the next of this A subscript will mark it as 1, comma. Now we use two subscript. The first subscript is which indicate that the nodes which you are visiting, right? The nodes you are visiting first. So you have started with A, so you will mark it as 1 because this is the first node you are visiting. That will be your first subscript. So the first subscript indicates the order in which the node is visited. So in which order you are going to visit that particular node. So that is in first subscript. And after this, the second subscript indicates the order in which nodes are deleted from the stack. Now what we have told, if you visit, you enter it into your stack. Now let us say that this is your stack. So you know how the data structure stack and how it is working, right? So now you have visited A. You are starting with node A. You have visited A. Now we will put A into our stack. Now A will put A in our stack. Now the top pointer will come here, right? This is your pointer top in your stack. So now you have visited A. So A was the first node which you have visited. So now the second step. Now what you are supposed to do is you have to find all the adjacent nodes of A, right? Or the child nodes of A. Now what all the adjacent nodes A is having? A has got 3 childs. So you can see this graph. Now B, C and D. So B, C and D, these are the 3 nodes or the child nodes what A is having. Now out of these child nodes or the adjacent nodes, now which one to select? Now in DFS, now what we do is that now we go in a chronological ordering. We go into the chronological ordering. So that means B, C and D, alphabet B comes first. Now we will visit B. So from A we will go into B. So we are going to visit B. So which is the next node you are putting? So since you are visiting B, mark B should be marked as visited. So we push B into our stack. Now in stack, now we are going to push the element B. So B is the second node which you have visited. So we will write B, and in subscript I will write the order. So which is, what is the order? This is the second node which you have visited, right? So now you have visited B here. So let us mark this saying that so you have visited B. Now from B again we'll do the same process. Now get the adjacent nodes B is having. Now you look here, B has got 2 adjacent nodes. What are that? One is E and other one is A. One is E and other one is A. Now if you look here, so as we told chronological ordering, so you should, A comes first, right? A and E, A comes first in chronological order. But you see here, A is already present in our stack. A is already visited. You are marked as visited. Now what the algorithm says that you take the adjacent nodes which are not visited. So now E is not visited till now. So E is not visited. So the next node which you are going is node E. So the third node which you are going to visit is E. So in the subscript we will write it as 3 because this is the third node. Since you are visiting, you push this node into your stack. So your stack now has got 3 elements, right? So now the top pointer will be pointing here, right? So the top pointer will be pointing here. So now you have 3 elements in this stack. So this node E you have visited. So now from E again look all the adjacent nodes. Now what all the adjacent nodes E is having? Now you can see from the graph you have 3 nodes. One is B. So B is adjacent to E. C is adjacent to E. F is adjacent to E. Right? Now out of these 3 nodes, now B is already visited. See, B is there in our stack. B is not already visited. So you came from B. Right? So now you are left with C and F. So node C and F. These are the 2 adjacent nodes which are not visited F. Now which one you are going to select? We will select based on chronological ordering. So we will select C. So the 4th node we are going to visit is C. So from E we will go to C. So C is which node? The order is 4. So 4th node which you are going to visit is the C. So we will mark a C and we'll give the order that is 4. So now you put C into your stack. Push this element C in your stack. Right? So now from C, now we repeat the same process. Now C, look all the adjacent nodes. Now when you are at C, now C has 2 adjacent nodes. One is A and the other one is E. Right? A is an adjacent node, E is an adjacent node. So now since both are already visited, now A and E, A is also present in your stack, E is also present in your stack. Both A and C you have already visited. So what it says now, you have reached the dead end. Now you have reached the dead end. So you don't have any nodes to go further, right? It does not have any child node. So you have reached your dead end. Now once when you have reached your dead end, what the procedure says that pop this element. So that means you are going to remove this element C from your stack. Now we will remove this element C from your stack. Now which was the element which you have popped from the stack? First element which you are removing from the stack is C. So the next second subscript here you are going to write it as 1. Now this 1 indicates, so the first node to be removed from the stack is C. 4 indicates that this was the 4th node which you inserted into your stack. Right? Now you are removed your C from this stack. Now where does the pointer comes now? So that is the pointer will point to E, right? So you backtrack, you will come back to E once again. Now pointer is in your stack, pointer is pointing to E now, because C you have removed, C you have popped out. Now it comes back to E. Now again when you come back to E, now you check which is the adjacent nodes E is having. B, C and F, right? Now B already visited, C is already visited. Now which is the one node which you have not visited till now? That is F, right? F was not visited. So the next node you are going to visit is F, right? So F. Now F was which node? It was the fifth node. F was the fifth node which you have visited. So we'll write it as 5 comma. So now F you are visiting, so you push F into your stack, right? In your stack you are going to push node F. Now again pointer will be pointing here. So from E you came to F, right? Now from F again check which are the adjacent nodes. Now F is having E and D. E is an adjacent node, D is an adjacent node. Now in this, which is unvisited? E is already visited, because see in your stack E is present, E is already visited. But which is unvisited node? D. See D has not, we have not visited, D is not marked. So D is the unvisited node. So now from F we will go to D and you mark D as visited. So marking D as visited means what? You push D into your stack. Now you push D in your stack. So you push D in your stack, saying that D has been visited. So next, after F, which is the node you are visiting, we will write it here, because this you have to write. This is how now you are going to traverse. So D is the sixth node. Subscript we will write it as 6. So D is the sixth node which you are going to visit, right? Now you are at D. So the top element in your stack is D. So you know the operations of the stack, right? You know the operations of your stack. Last in, first out. Correct? So now you are pointing top pointer is pointing at our D. So now we will look into this D. Now again the same procedure has been applied. Now we keep on applying this until this stack becomes empty. Until the stack becomes empty. So from D, two child nodes or two adjacent node D is having A and F. A and F. But if you observe, A is already visited, F is already visited, right? Both are visited nodes. Both you have visited. So now you have reached the dead end. So when you reach the dead end, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to pop this element out of your stack. Right? You are popping this element out of your stack. So D was D element, right? D, you are popping D. So D was the second element which you are going to pop. So in the second subscript, you write it as 2. Now this becomes D becomes 6 comma 2. This was the second element which is going to pop. So now the topmost element in your stack is F. So we'll backtrack, we'll come to F. Now when you are F, you check adjacent nodes E and D. Right? E already you have visited because it has marked as visited, and node D is also marked as visited. So both are visited. So you have reached a dead end. So when you reach a dead end, what you are doing? You have to pop this element F. So you have to remove element F from your stack. From stack you pop this element F. So F was the third element. So the subscript here by the next to F we are going to write it as 3. Right? So now F is 5 comma 3. This was the fifth node which entered into your stack, and the third node which came out of your stack. That is why 5 comma 3. So you pop F from your stack. So now the pointer will come back to E. Right? Now it will come back to, once you remove F, you will go backtrack. So you will come to E. And you are at E. Now you check adjacent nodes which are not visited. B is visited, C is visited, F also visited. So you don't have any nodes right now. You have reached a dead end. So you have to pop E. So next node which you are going to pop out from your stack is E. Remove E from your stack. So where is E? E is here, right? Now E was the which node? The order in which it came out. Now it was 4. So 3 comma 4. This was the fourth node which came outside. So once you remove E, you come to B, right? Now you are at this node. Now when you are in B, two nodes adjacent A and E, E you have visited, A is also visited, so you have reached the dead end. Now you remove node B from your stack. So B is the fifth node which you are going to remove, so you write 2, 5. So B is the fifth node you have removed. So now only one node is there in our stack, which is A. So you will come back to A. Now at A, again you check adjacent nodes which are not visited, right? B, C, D are the adjacent node, but it is already visited. So you don't have any node you have visited. Unvisited nodes you don't have, so you have reached the dead end. So when you have reached the dead end, remove this node also, pop this node also outside. So the sixth node which you are popping from your stack is A. So A, next to A you write down 6. So 1, 6. So now you check, is there any element in our stack? No, stack is empty. So you stop your algorithm. So we are going to stop your algorithm, right? Now this is how now we are going to traverse the graph by using our DFS algorithm. So when you are traversing your graph by a DFS algorithm, now this is how you are going to write. So you are going to say A, so that is the vertex which you are going to visit, and with represented with 2 subscripts. The first subscript indicates the order in which the nodes enter into the graph, and the second subscript indicates the order in which the nodes are popped into the graph. Clear? Now this is your result. So the same thing is written here. So what we have done here, so that is A. So we are visiting. So now you are supposed to construct a DFS forest. You have to draw this forest now. Now how we are going to draw this forest, we'll see it. So when you are doing this DFS algorithm, you know the first node which you have visited is A. So we start from a root node A. So you start it from this particular node A. So draw the A, right? From A you went to B. So draw another node B, right? So draw another node B and connect it with a line. Now this is your tree edge, right? We told that now we have 2 types of edge. When you are constructing DFS forest, now you will be getting 2 types of node. So one is called as the tree node, tree edges, the other one is back edges. Now you connect from A to B, which is called as a tree edge, right? Now after B, the third node order, you can see E. E is the third node which you have visited. So from B you draw a edge to E. Now from B you have visited E. Now after E you are visiting C, right? After E you have visited C. Now draw this C with an edge, right? You draw the C with an edge. Now after C, so when you have visited C, so you just now we have seen that now from A you went to B, from B you came to E, from E you came to C. Now when you are at C, you have reached the dead end, because A and E are adjacent, both are visited. So you have reached the dead end at C, so you popped that C out. So that's what here 1 you are writing. The first element to remove from your stack was C. So that means you have reached the dead end at C, right? So when you have reached the dead end at C, now when you are visiting C, when you are at C, now you see that you got 2 adjacent edges. One was E and one was A, right? Now if you look E, from E only you came to C, but you got another node A which you have already visited, but this is not the parent. Now for C, which is the parent, now if you look your tree, from E you are coming to C. So for parent of C is E. But you got a node A which is already visited. So what we do, from A to C we draw a dotted line. We draw a dotted edge from A to C. Now this dotted edge is called as a, what do you call? So we told that we have 2 type of edges. One is tree edge and the other one is called as the back edge. Now this dotted line is called as the back edge. So this dotted line we call it as the back edge. So we are going to call it as the back edge, right? So now you are at the node C. So after C, now which is the next node which you are going to push into our stack? That is F. So from E, so you will go to F. So you write another node here. So from C you go into F. So after F you go to node D. You visit a node D. So next is the node D. So you write this node and try to draw the tree here. Right? Now once you have reached D, now that becomes a dead end. So now you can see here, now you have reached this node D, and D becomes the dead end. D becomes the dead end because A and F you have already visited. So D became the dead end. So you popped this D. So you removed D from your stack. So D was the second element which you are removed from the stack. Right? Now when you are at D, you got two nodes, A and F. Now you can see here, F is the parent of D. You came from F to D. Right? So you came from F to D here. But you can see here, now D is the parent of F, but we got another adjacent node when you are traversing, that was A. Since A is a visited node which we encountered, and also A is not the parent node of D, so what we can tell that, now we can say we try to draw this particular F by a dotted line. So that dotted line is called as a back edge, right? So we draw it as a dotted line, right? Now this is how we try to construct it. See, clear? Now there is another shortcut method also, how to identify this particular dotted line. Once you have constructed your DFS, once you have constructed, like say from A to B, B to E, E to C, you reach the dead end. So next what you are going, so you go to F, right? So you are going to F, so you backtrack. So C, you pop C outside your stack, you backtrack. From E again you go to F, and from F you go to D. Now if you have just constructed this and you look into your graph, now you will see that A to B there is a link, there is an edge from A to B, B to E, B to E an edge is there, E to C an edge is there, right? E to C an edge is there. Now you are going to draw this from A to C, right? See, A to C also an edge is there. A to C also you have got an edge from A to C also, right? So but here you are not marked, so you draw that with a dotted line. So you have got from dotted line from A to C also. So this is how we construct a DFS forest. So which consists of, this dark line consists of a tree edges, and dotted line we talk it of the back edges, right? Now this is about our DFS algorithm. So we will take another example also and we will see it. Now we will look into the algorithm, construction of this algorithm. The procedures we have seen, we have taken an example and we have seen how we are going to do. So now this DFS algorithm generally consists of two parts, right? The first one is you pass a graph G, that is set of all vertices and set of all edges, to this algorithm DFS. Now it is the implementation of DFS travel of our graph. Input is V, E. What this procedure does is that it gives us an output graph G with this vertex marked with consecutive integers, right? In subscript we are writing. So that subscript, that is the integers, the order in which you are visiting. So you get that numbers. So now how do you start? Now we start with mark every vertex in V with 0 as being unvisited. Now initially what we do, all the vertices of your graph we mark it with 0 because none of them have visited, right? So then we take a variable count, we initialize it to 0. That means initially all will be 0. Now for each vertex V, small v. You take any one vertex in set of all given vertices, capital V. So for each vertex, for every vertex in V, in our capital V, so what we do, we check whether that vertex is marked with 0. 0 means unvisited, right? You are supposed to see whether it has visited or not visited. You should go in the two vertices which are not visited. So you cannot go into the vertices which you have already visited. So you have to visit only those vertices which are not visited or unvisited. So what we do, so for each vertex V in capital V, now if V is marked with 0, that means unvisited, now we send that V as an subscript to another subroutine or a small procedure which is called as the DFS, right? So the algorithm, this is capital DFS, name of this algorithm. Now we pass this vertex V which is not, if V is marked with unvisited, so if that vertex is not visited, we send that to another function DFS, right? Now what this DFS is going to do, it recursively it does it. Now when you send that vertex V to this DFX, now what we do next step, we have to visit all unvisited vertex connected to this vertex, right? So for this vertex V, you have to see all the adjacent nodes and you have to check which is unvisited, you go in that direction, right? So visit all unvisited vertex connected to V and assign them the order, in which order it is going to do. So you are going to assign that number. So what we do, once you visit from one node, you go to then another node. So what we do, increase the count by 1. So we have taken that indicate count as 0. Initially it is 0, right? So like say for example here in this example we are writing the subscript 1, 2, 3. So the first subscript, see here we are writing A as 1 because that is the first node you are visiting. B 2, 5. B2 means what? This was the second node. So how you get 2? 1 plus 1. Increment count by 1. So what we do is that you increment count by 1. So we increment count by 1 here and we mark V with count, right? So you are going to write that subscript. We have marked V with the count, whatever the order it gives. So then for every vertex W in V, adjacent to small v. Once you say that it is marked, then you look into other vertices, with other vertices which are adjacent to V, which is called as W. Now you look into, take that vertex W, and if that is marked with 0, that means if that vertex is not visited, like say from here you came to this node, right? You came to this particular node here. From this node you came to some other node. Now for this node there might be adjacent nodes. There might be adjacent nodes. Now out of these adjacent nodes, that is the W, now you take this one node W adjacent chronologically and you check whether this is visited or unvisited. If it is marked as 0 means unvisited, so then what you do, you pass that node to this algorithm DFS again. You pass that node to this DFS. Now it keeps on doing this. We keep on trying to do it in a recursive manner. So now this is what the DFS algorithm is telling us, right? Now let us take another example and we will see now how we are going to trace this or implement this particular DFS algorithm. Now let us take another example or another graph. Okay. Now this is what we can say that one of the application, like say maze. The mazes are created by using DFS algorithm, right? Now it is available in Wikipedia. Now you can look into this particular thing. Now what happens is here from this location, you can see it keeps on traversing the graph. We don't know what is the graph. Here we have taken simple graph so that we can understand. But in many practical example, nothing is there. It is empty. We don't know, we cannot see. What it does, it keeps on moving in some directions, and whenever it hits a dead end, it backtracks and it keeps on moving. So ultimately you get like this particular maze can be created. So we can create a maze by using this particular DFS algorithm, right? So now we are going to take an example. Now let us consider an example. Now a graph, right? Now this is a given graph for us. So how many vertices it is having? It is marked with A, right? D, C, F, E, B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now you have totally 6 vertices in our graph. So step 1. So we start with an initial node A. Right? We start with an initial node A. So in the examination you are supposed to write. So when you draw each step by the next, you write in a simple English or in your properly. So what you are doing, step 1, we start with an arbitrary vertex A or the initial vertex A or the initial node A. So second step. Now when you are at A, now you see what all the child node A is having. So now A has got how many adjacent nodes? D, C and E. So there are 3 adjacent nodes to A. One is D, C and E. Now in these 3, chronologically we select, right? So D, C, E, C, alphabet C comes first, right? So we go to the C. So from A we go to the C. So what we will write? So we will take A. A was the first node it is visited. So we will write A1, right? A1. That is the first subscript we are going to write. So A1. This is the first node. So from A, next node we are going what? We are selecting C. So the next line we will write node C and the subscript is 2 because the C was the second node which you have visited. So we will mark C 2 comma. Right now the second subscript will leave empty because we don't know which is the which node becomes dead end. Right? Now you are at C now. Now C, you check the adjacent node. Now for C, A is adjacent, D is adjacent, F is adjacent. Right? But A is already marked as visited. Right? You have visited A. Let us change the color. So because this graph is also blue in color, let me just select a different color. So now when you are at C, now you can identify that now there are 3 adjacent nodes which is there for C. One is A, D and F. Right? Now if you observe this properly, A is already visited. Right? Now A is visited. See, because A is visited. C is visited. Right? Now A is visited. Now C is visited for us. Right? We are at C now. See, this is the second step. Second step we are at here. Now from C, adjacent nodes are A, D and F. But A is already visited. So left over is which one? D and F. D and F is still unvisited. So which we will take first? We will take D. Alphabetically D comes first. Right? So the next node in the step 3 we go to D. From C we draw a line to D. So now we will go to the next node will be our node D. See, you have to write this also, and we are constructing a forest. Simultaneously we are doing in this example. So D is the third node we are going to visit. So D will write 3 comma. So D is the third node which you have visited. So right now we are at D. Clear? Now we are at D. Now from D, now you check which is the adjacent nodes. Now D has 2 adjacent nodes. One is A and the other one is C. But you observe that C is visited, A is visited. See, A is also there, C is also there. Both are visited. So does D has any other nodes which is unvisited? No. That means we have reached a dead end. So once you have reached a dead end, you have to pop that vertex from our stack. So now D is the dead end, so you are going to pop. So now here we write this is the first element which is coming outside from our stack, that is D. So that is the, we have reached a dead end. So 3 comma 1. So now you remove D from your stack. Right? Now once you remove D from your stack, now this is how the stack is working. This is how you are trying to do it. So first what element you entered into your stack? A. Right? Now A was your first element. So then you pushed C into the stack. Then you pushed D into the stack. Now the D, you have reached the dead end, so you are removing D from your stack. So when you remove D from your stack, again you will come back to C. You will backtrack and you will come back to the position C. So in the fourth step, you are coming back to the position D, C, right? Now when you are at D, you can see here, when the D became the dead end, right? When D was the dead end, so there was two nodes connecting to D, adjacent node, A and C, right? A and C. Now C, what was C? C was parent. Now you can see C was the parent to D. But what about A? A is already visited, but there is a link, there is an edge from A to D. So what we do is that from D to A, we draw a dotted edge. Now this becomes our, right, from D to A, because there is an edge here. From A to D there is an edge. So we draw it using the dotted line. Back edge, right? That is our back edge. So now you are popping D from your stack. So now you will come back to C. Now from C, again you check A, D, F. Three adjacent nodes are there. A is already visited. D is also, see, A is also there. What about D? D also visited, right? Then F. F is not yet visited. So from C we will go to F. So the next step, which is the next node we are going, from C we are going to node F. So F was the fourth node which we have visited. So from C, after D, we backtrack to C, and from there we go to the node F. So this is the next node we are going to visit. Now you can see in step 5, so what we have written, from C we are drawing this to F, right? So now we are drawing it, we are drawing an edge to F. So we are going to this particular node F. So I think it is clear now. So we put F into our stack. So F was the fourth node which enters into our stack. So we will write F. Now we are at F here. Now from F, look into the adjacent nodes. The adjacent nodes from F are C, E and D, right? So in this C is already present, visited. So now the unvisited are E and B. Chronologically, which is first, we will put that into our stack, B. So the next node we are going to take is B. So we will write B is the next node which you are going to visit. So this is the fifth node which you are pushing this into your stack. So we will write it as 5. So this is the fifth node which you are pushing it into your stack. So B comma 5, right? The second subscript still we have to write, because when we are going to pop, so we will be writing the second subscript. So in the next, so what is happening from F? So you can see here, from F you draw one line, right, edge, and we are writing it as B. So the next node we are visiting is B. Clear? So now we are at B node, right? Now we are at B. Now from B we look which nodes are adjacent. So we have two nodes, one is F and E. Now you can see F is already visited because where F is present in our stack. Now only leftover node is E. Okay, from B we go to E. So we push E into our stack. That is, we mark E as visited. So after B, which is that node you are visiting E. So this is the sixth node you are visiting. So we will write it as 6, comma, right? So from B, now if you look into your DFS forest, from B, now you are going to draw another edge to E. So from B, this is what? Step 7. From B, you draw another edge to E, right? So from B, you are going to E. So right now we are at E. Now you check adjacent nodes to E. So A, F and B. So three nodes which are adjacent from E, A, F and B. Now you see B is visited, F is visited, and also A is visited. Now all these three nodes are already visited, so you have reached a dead end. So when you are reaching a dead end, so now we are supposed to remove this E here, right? Now you are going to remove E, that is E has been popped out. Now you can see here the E is the second node which is you are going to remove, so the second subscript here you write it as 2 because 1 is there. D was the first node which you popped out, the second node you are going to pop is E, right? So 6 comma 2, so you have removed this node E. Now when E became the dead end, it had two nodes, one was A and B, right? Three adjacent nodes, A, F and B. Now you observe your A, F and B. Now if you observe here, A from E to B is there, right? But from E to F there is no edge. You are not getting any edge. So what you have to do is from E to F in our graph there is an edge. Now if you look into your graph, from E to F there is an edge, but when you are constructing this DFS forest you are not getting. So from E to F you have to draw with a dotted line. You have to draw with a dotted line, so that now that will be your back edge, right? Now or else, now even simple, if you are getting confused, what you have to do is that, so based on this how we are going to traverse, you construct this entire tree first, right? You construct the entire tree, then you observe your graph, you take your graph and you take your DFS, wherever nodes you are in graph there is an edge, whereas here you don't get any edge, then mark it with dotted line. Clear? So we have removed pop E, so we will go backtrack. So the next node where you are coming, we are coming to B. Now B, E and F. Now both are already visited, so now this becomes dead end, so you have to remove B. You have to remove B from your stack. So where is B here? Now B is the third node which you are going to remove. So this becomes 3, 3. Right? So then you go back to node F. From F, C, E, B, all three are visited, so F becomes dead end. So you are going to remove F from your stack. So F is the fourth element which you remove from your stack, that is pop the element from your stack. So when you remove F, now you are left with element C, right? Now you come back to C. From C, A is already visited, D is visited, F is also visited. So C becomes dead end. Now you remove C from your list or stack, sorry. So C is the which element? This is the fifth element which you are going to remove from the stack. So this becomes 2, 5. Now the last element will be A. So finally A, so you are going to remove that A. So A is the sixth element which you are going to pop from your stack. Right? Once you construct based on this traversal, now once you draw a graph like this, right? So now you see here, now you are starting from A, right? So A is the first node you are starting with. Okay, from A you are going to C. We'll construct a tree now, DFS forest. So from A you are going to node C. Clear? Now from A to C. From C you are going to D. From C we go to node D. Now from D, now what is happening? D becomes a dead end, right? So since it is D is the dead end, you backtrack to C, and from there you go to F, right? Because D becomes the dead end, so you backtrack, you go to C, and from C you go to node F. So we will write from C you are going to node F. We are constructing a DFS forest. Now after F you go to node B. So from F you go to node B. Right? From B you go to node E. From B you go to node E. Clear? Now this is what we have done. Now you count how many edges are there. So if you get confused how to draw these back edges, this is a shortcut method. Now count how many edges are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we got, in our forest we got 5 edges. Now you count actually how many edges are there in your actual graph. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 edges. But here we got 5. That means 3 edges are missing. You observe which are those edges which are missing now. Right? So now you can see here from A to D you have an edge. From A to D you have an edge here. Now you come to your forest. Now A to D, have you drawn any edge? Have you drawn any edge from A to D? No. So what we do, from A to D we will draw a dotted line or dotted edge. Now this will be our back edge, right? So now how many edges we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 2 are missing, right? Now you just see which are those missing. Now from E you have an edge to A, F and B. From E you have an edge to A, F and B, right? For to B it is there, but to F it is not there. So we will draw a dotted line from E to F, right? And from A to E also an edge is there. Here we have not got any edge, so we will draw this with a dotted line from A to E. Right? Now you count edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now all edges are completed. So this dotted line, you write this dotted line as, you can mark this dotted line and you can write it as back edges. Full you write, so it is very difficult for me to write here, so I'm just representing, I'm just telling these are the back edges, that is dotted lines are the back edges, and whereas these solid lines are called as the tree edges. It's all called as the tree edges, right? Now this is how we are going to solve. So each step in the examination, now DFS, now you have to draw, right? And by the next of each step you have to write in 2 lines how you are going, what is the procedure you are following, right? That initially we have seen the 5 to 6 steps are there for the algorithm. Clear? Now this is about our DFS algorithm, or how we are going to traverse this particular DFS algorithm. Clear? So in our next session, now we'll try to traverse or look into our algorithm, and we'll see that how we are trying to do it. So now this is what the algorithm we have seen, right? So this is the algorithm of DFS, which generally consists of 2 parts. Or let us discuss this when we go to our lab session. So in lab also you have to implement a DFS forest. So now we will discuss the tracing of this algorithm in our lab session, but this is what the theory part of our depth first search algorithm, right? Now if you look into the applications of this particular DFS, now what are the applications we are having? Because why this becomes very important, like, so the first important application is if the graph is a weighted graph, right? If the graph has some weights, so then DFS traversal can be used to find the minimum spanning tree. It can be used to find a minimum spanning tree and the shortest path, right? Now the first application. The second one is you can try to check whether the graph is connected or not, because if the graph is connected, you are going to traverse all the nodes. If the graph is disconnected, so then you won't be able to traverse all the nodes. So detecting a cycle. The second application is that you can use the DFS search to detect a cycle. Is there exist any cycle? A graph has a cycle if and only if we see a back edge. If you get a dotted line, if there is a back edge, then it indicates that the graph has got a cycle. If you don't get any back edges, then we can say that the graph does not has any cycle. That is another application we can try to use. And of course, path finding. So from one node to another node, which path we have, what is the path, how you can go from one node to another node. If you apply DFS, you'll come to know the path for finding that DFS algorithm. Clear? Now in this session, so we have discussed in detail and we have taken 2 examples and we have tried to solve the depth first search. So in our next session, we will be working on another type of traversing the program, which is called as the depth first search. Right? So practice the program, right? Try to solve the problems. Now if you have any doubts, you just put that query in our classroom. So we'll work on other problems also. But tracing this particular algorithm, as I said, so we will trace this algorithm by taking some other example. So already 2 examples we have solved, but in our lab session we'll take another example, so that it will be 3 examples. Now we'll try to trace it by using that DFS algorithm. So till then, just practice, and if you have any doubt, so you can just drop it in our classroom. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.